Hello, dear listeners. I'm Dr. Atish Mundura, Associate Professor at SNJV Sriman Suresh Dada Jain College of Pharmacy, Chandwad, Nasik. Would like to discuss with you all regarding research proposal writing. To start with this particular presentation, I would like to go through the quote of Hudson. He said that doubt is often better than overconfidence, for it leads to an inquiry, and inquiry leads to invention. The research is a multi-step process, and these processes or the steps which are involved are neither mutually exclusive nor separate and distinct. They are series of closely related, continuously overlapping, and interdependent non-linear steps or action. When a researcher get into the research work, he or she will be following those processes meticulously, and what lies in front of him or her is a hard work as well as a pleasure of hunt. During the research work, there will be moments of frustration. No doubt, it will lead to more of the satisfaction as well because he or she will be doing something of their own. No doubt, being this is a multi-step process, there will be periods of confusion, and at this juncture, I feel that research supervisor or guide can be of great help to remove that ambiguity and to clear the confusions or doubts the researcher have. And at the end, if the researcher is confident, he will find that whatever he has dreamt of, it all will come true. The research, as I said earlier, is a multi-step process, and it starts with selection of a research problem, and your research process ends at writing the research report or writing your research thesis. The different steps which are involved into research process are defining the research problem, literature survey, aim and objective, research design or plan of work, execution of work or experimental part, data collection and analysis using different tools or statistical techniques. Based on the data which is being collected and analyzed, the researcher will go for hypothesis testing. And at the end, based on the results of the hypothesis, researcher will go for interpretation, and based on his or her interpretation, the conclusion will be drawn. Then researcher will at the end will go for research report writing. So let us discuss each and every step in detail now. The very first step of research process is defining a research problem or selection of a research problem. Let me tell you, listeners, at the beginning, researcher must state a problem in a broad general way, and feasibility study must be done before formulating a research problem. This is most important to understand what kind of facilities are available at my research center, or if I need to go for hiring the services at that time, am I capable enough to go for getting the work done from outside institute by hiring. One must be ready to commit oneself to shoulder the serious responsibility that will require much of the time and energy, because you are committing yourself to complete the research work. So it is going to be investment of your time and energy, and one should be committed for it. One must take into account the time period one can dedicate to solve the research problem and time which is actually required to solve that research problem. The lack of time, financial crisis or crunch, and inexperience of the researcher may sometimes act as a stumbling block at the formulation of research problem. Often, the research guide or advisor can give the problem in a broad way and ask student or a researcher to narrow it down to make it feasible and functional. Most of the times, student feels anxious while selecting and finalizing the research problem, and here guide must give sense of confidence to the student by clarifying the concept so that they can develop a manageable problem which will be not too complex and vague at the same time. And it will be my sincere advice and suggestion to all the PG and PhD students that they should not expect that research problem should be assigned to them by research guide or advisor, because whatever research work you are going to carry out, it has to be done based on your research interest. So it is always advisable that student should undertake the research process on their own and should define and select research problem on their own. I have prepared one questionnaire. There are total 10 questions which every researcher should ask himself or herself at the selection of a research problem. And I'm sure if any of these questions is being answered in negative, then researcher must rethink regarding deciding that particular research problem. So here comes that questionnaire for evaluating your research problem. The first question which should be asked by researcher to himself is that can this problem be solved effectively by research? Is it really required to carry out research to solve this problem? Is any important principle involved in it? If there is no important principle involved in it, there is no point in working on that problem. Is there any novelty in the chosen problem? If there is no novelty, that kind of problem will not be accepted by research fraternity all over the world. Is research on the chosen problem feasible? Feasibility study, as I said earlier, must be done while carrying out a research study. Am I competent enough to carry out that research work? Am I potential enough? Am I competent enough? Am I knowledgeable enough in that field of study to carry out the research? Is the pertinent data accessible? Are valid and reliable data gathering devices and procedures available? Do I have necessary financial resources to carry this study? Because all these things are going to require investment of your energy, time, and financial resources. So, do I have that necessary financial resources to carry this study? Do I have enough time to complete the project? Am I determined enough to commit myself for the given period of time to complete the project? Am I determined enough to pursue the study despite of the difficulties and social hazard that may be involved? It happens sometime that the research problem with which you have started may take a lot of time. There will be a lot of difficulties while completing that particular project. So at that time, one should be determined enough to pursue the study despite of lot of difficulties. There will be a lot of stumbling blocks during the way, during the path of your process and progress towards the end. So at that time, it's your determination that will play an important role. So I feel if researcher, while deciding a research problem, if put this questionnaire in front of them and try to answer each and every question, out of all these 10 questions, every question must be answered in affirmative. If there is an ambiguity, if there is a doubt at the time, you can take help of a research guide so that he or she can help you in clearing your doubts and making it a functional research problem. The very next step after deciding a research problem is your literature survey. No doubt, literature survey is a continuous process. Based on your sound and strong literature only, you can decide your research problem, and based on your literature only, you can decide your plan of work, you can execute your research work, and you can know how data analysis is to be carried out and how you will be coming up with a conclusion and how you can give the correlation of your research finding with the previous work which has been documented into literature by previous researchers. So literature search or literature survey, it is the most important step, or I will say that it is the pivotal step in any research process. Literature survey play an important role to justify the researchability of the chosen problem as well as the need to do the research on it. Good literature will help researcher to know the previous work done on similar problem and what has been left behind to be done in that particular area or field of research. Third step into research process is deriving the research hypothesis and giving aim and objective. Again, based on your literature review, the researcher will be able to derive the working hypothesis. In working hypothesis, researcher should present the tentative assumptions or tentative answers in clear terms to draw out and test its empirical consequences after collection of the data. The research hypothesis must be clearly defined and need to be specific and precise. Fourth step, after defining the research hypothesis or deciding your aim and objective of research work, comes your plan of work or research design. It is being said in English that plan your work and work out your plan. It is the key to the success. So researcher must clearly plan what exactly he or she is going to do and how he or she is going to do that. Researchers need to define in clear terms the way research will be done, and preparation of research design clearly indicates the clarity in the researcher's thinking as he or she prepares conceptual structure of the research work. While designing the research activity, researcher must consider or should take into account the time available, finances which are available for completion of the project, and his or her skills and ability. Because once you have committed yourself to that particular problem, you will have to ensure that you see the finishing line. So once you have planned your work properly, you have to go for the execution of the project, which is the next step. And it is being said that best way to do research or carry out the research work is to engage oneself in the research. One must meticulously follow the research design or protocol or research methodology which is being already identified for efficient execution of the project. Sudden changes or manipulation in the protocol may mess the situation and could lead to waste of time and energy of the researcher. And that's why researcher must be scrupulous enough and should have a clear-cut idea at the back of his mind or her mind that whatever plan he or she has decided to work upon during the research process, that plan must be followed meticulously by every researcher. 11th hour change into the research plan will create a mess into the work, and that will lead to a lot of frustration and confusion to the researcher. Hence, it is always advisable for every researcher to do a feasibility study before initiating a research process. Once you have executed the project meticulously, you will be collecting, the next step will be collection and analysis of the data. Voluminous data will be generated from the research study which has been carried out by you, and hence one need to use different techniques or statistical tools to analyze the data in order to figure out the inference from it. Computers and different softwares can be used to handle large and unmanageable data. Computers will not only save the time but also can be handy to study different variables and their effect on the problem under study simultaneously. Once you have collected and analyzed the data properly, whatever hypothesis you have started with or initiated your research process, it needs to be tested. So next step comes into picture is hypothesis testing. Analysis of the generated data puts the researcher in the position to test the hypothesis that he formulated at the beginning of the research work. Based on the gathered information, it may happen that hypothesis may be accepted, it may be rejected, or needs to be modified. If hypothesis was not formulated by the researcher, then he can interpret the collected data and inference drawn from it acts as a hypothesis for future researchers for testing. After hypothesis testing, researcher needs to go for interpretation and generalization. Researchers at the end of his research work may make some recommendations or generalization based on the outcome of the research study. The recommendations or suggestion of the researcher may act as a guidance for future researchers who wish to conduct further research on that problem or in that field of study. Researcher may even highlight the gray areas or the points that needs more attention in that field of study for further researchers. Researcher at the end can put forward the conclusion from his research work which must satisfy the objective of his study. At this point of time, I would suggest that researcher should ensure that he or she is not procrastinating or not boasting regarding the conclusion. Whatever conclusion you are drawing must be supported by the evidences or the data which is being generated during the research work. After concluding your research work, you need to go for research report or thesis writing, which is the last step of research report, research process. Once the researcher completes his or her project in the sense that he or she has come to prepare the report about the work which has been completed. Researcher must meticulously prepare the research report as it is the medium through which he explains what he did in detail to the public or to the research world. Researchers needs to follow the guidelines of the organization or the institute or the university or funding agency to which he or she is going to submit the thesis of or research report. So one has to be scrupulous enough to understand the format of thesis submission. The format, if it is being given, then in that particular format only, researcher is supposed to submit the research report and should ensure that he has claimed all those information, he has claimed all the things or conclusion based on the data which has been gathered by him or her by meticulously working into the lab. So whatever investment you have done in terms of your time, energy and finances will at the end of the day will be counted when you are coming up with your research report or thesis. After submitting that particular thesis, you will be waiting for your defense of or viva, and based on the viva which you are delivering, based on that you will be getting your research degree. Thank you very much.